Welcome to Crypto for Seniors, where technology meets wisdom and curiosity evolves into knowledge. This episode is titled, Parents, Wake Up, It's Already Too Late for Your Children. Let's cut to the chase. Now that you are fuming and ready to click off the video, just watch for 2 more minutes and see why I say this. Here's a video from Jim Cramer from Mad Money and Larry Fisk from BlackRock, who don't pull any punches and wake up parents to this issue.
Younger people, they don't know how to invest.
No.
They are scared to invest. They are intimidated.
Yes.
They don't feel they have a penny to live on. And worst of all, they do have no hope. And they tell you when you confront them that that's the realistic position, no hope. Because our generation had reason to be hopeful, and they don't.
Well, I don't think also the younger generation knows where and who to listen to. More of them are listening to some form of social media. They're not reading anything long form anymore. We were blessed that we had actually long form media where we really learned about issues and more fundamental issues. But even back 30, 40 years ago, we didn't talk about retirement. We never talked about things like retirement before, but now we must. We have no choice.
They feel that they can't afford to retire. They will work. This young generation, they will work till they die because they have no money. They have huge college tuition,
Yes.
and no one tells them how to put money away. And they would tell you what money? Inflation has destroyed me. I'm 23, and inflation has already had the best of me.
Well, when you and I were young, we actually had worse inflation than the young people did too, and we were able to find it out.
Nixon inflation.
We had much larger inflation. So look, we're going to get by this, but we need to be thoughtful about how do we build that process. And look, I am bullish on these young people. They are smarter than we were at our age. They have more global understanding of the world. They're going to be put to work and finding wonderful opportunities if they put their mind to it, if they have the energy behind that.
But how do we do it? See, it is up to you and I. I mean, actually, it really may be up to you and I. I mean, they feel disconnected. They don't want to put themselves in our shoes because they think our shoes are too big and it's ridiculous. They have no bootstraps. They lost their trust in the country.
I think the lack of trust in our country is one of the huge issues of today because they don't know where and who to listen to. And I really do believe we as leaders, you in your role, my role, we have a larger responsibility of speaking the truth with facts, with consistency.
We're looking at Gen Z's financial tendencies. They're more attracted to the instant gratification that only Amazon can bring when you order it this morning and you have it at your door in 4 hours. Or studies show high-risk short-term gains over long-term stability is their methodology. The culprit, finfluencers. They're the social media influencers swaying Gen Z's investment choices. Many who lack the knowledge, training, or experience to handle their own finances. That's why only a handful of the top influencers are around in a year. TikTok and Instagram have become their unofficial financial advisors. Meanwhile, inflation is on the rise, silently eroding the value of money. Today's $8 latte could cost upwards of $10 in the very near future. So are these high-risk financial habits wise in the face of rising inflation? An interesting point, over 40% of children are returning to live with their parents after college. Is this due to risky habits or the economic climate? BlackRock founder Fisk states, Gen Z have no hope. Are they consciously choosing to enjoy money now instead of saving for a home because home ownership is not attainable? Even the cost of apartments are outside what most Gen Z can afford. This is why, over 40% of today's young adults are choosing to live with family after college. One would think, this is a good idea. Imagine how much they will save for a home when they finally move out. But your typical Gen Z simply can't save enough for a home or to move out. So why is this, you may ask? One reason parents are not teaching their young children about money saving and how compound interest is your friend when saving for retirement. Is it the lack of financial knowledge? Or the breakdown of society where parents' opinions are no longer valued, however many dismiss it? Are they right? Or is this a ticking financial bomb? As inflation continues to rise, the question remains, are Gen Z's financial habits sustainable or a recipe for disaster? Every day, your cash buys you less. Can we blame Gen Z for wanting to enjoy now? Inflation, a phenomenon causing the general increase in prices over time. As they rise, each currency unit can purchase fewer goods and services. Inflation affects everyone and the overall economy. It undermines the purchasing power of money, making affordability of goods and services challenging. It is especially hard on savers, as their savings, cash in the bank, devalue over time. Let's see it from the Gen Z viewpoint. The money saved today could be worth less tomorrow. It's like seeing a hole in your pocket and deciding to spend the change before it drops out of your pocket. The enjoy now mindset reflects the economic climate that Gen Z is experiencing, with the cost of living surpassing wages and home ownership seeming elusive for many. Consequently, some choose to spend on experiences and enjoyments instead of saving for a retirement. Unlike their parents, they see working until they die is the only way to support their so-called golden years. Perhaps Gen Z's enjoy now mentality is not as impractical as it seems. After all, in a world where the inflation continues with no end in sight, why then, isn't it better to enjoy your money while it still holds its value? Once upon a time, a house cost 2.5 times an annual income. Today, it's over 6 times. Is home ownership a thing of the past in the mind of many? Student debt is outrageous, and the concept of you have to have a college degree to get a good job has those very 20-somethings working as a waiter because these jobs are, well, non-existent, or so they think. Current interest rates also play a role, as they can make borrowing prohibitive. Even with low rates, the size of the mortgage needed today is a significant hurdle for many. So what is the answer? Well, just like Kramer and Fisk was trying to explain, home ownership is only going to increase over time. Let's take myself, for example. When I was 10 years old, my father and I purchased 6 stocks at 1 share each. This is how I learned about investments and savings. You are saying, yeah, what is 1 share going to do? It's not the money, but it is the education I learned by doing, putting in the work. So, how did I turn out, you ask? I purchased my first home at 19 years old. I'm in my 3rd home and we have lived here for over 30 years. Granted, I didn't have Amazon back then, but I could have easily spent it on other things like today's youth does. The home I am in now has appreciated 362%. I didn't settle. My wife and I found the perfect home to raise our children on a golf course. I have money in the bank for our retirement. And although in the beginning it was hard at 19 to make some of those mortgagee payment, I got it done. When money was tight, I worked 3 jobs, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. one job, sold jewelry from 5p to 9p, then was a DJ working in the clubs in the evenings and weekends. Not a lot of today's Gen Z have that work ethic. This was something I was taught sitting around the dinner table. Now you are thinking, Mark, that doesn't work today. May I offer a suggestion? Mandatory all family members leave the phone in their bedrooms for any meal. Only special occasions would we have dinner in the den eating pizza and watching a movie. The rest of the time, we all learned the forgotten skill of communication. Going around the table asking what went on in each family member's day. Not realistic? Sure it is. Do you really want to be supporting your children well into adulthood? Who's to blame for Gen Z's financial habits? Is it time for schools and parents to step up their game in financial education? This question highlights a crucial issue: the rise of risky financial behaviors among the youth. The solution isn't finger-pointing, but promoting financial literacy. Understanding the value of money, the ability to manage finances. Although personally, I am not a fan of Dave Ramsey because of his stance on crypto. I did, however, go through his course when we were younger, and I made my adult children attend it as well. The quality of your financial education matters, and it is always important to listen to another person's opinion, but ultimately, it is your responsibility to mold and shape young minds, giving your children the best possible financial education you can. Financial literacy is not a luxury but a necessity. Even today, in my 60s, I take courses at the community college on Excel to better understand my spreadsheets, finance, using debt to get you out of debt. That was a great class. I will always be a student when it comes to money and finances. I love my discussions with other students from their 20s to 40s. Usually I'm the oldest person in the class, often being mistaken for the instructor. So let's start to wrap it up with today's video. Full disclosure, yes, I did intend to get you excited by my statements in the beginning of the video for good reason. See, I have done this for a long time, and experience shows me sometimes you have to get people excited and talking to actually start to learn and extract value on a topic. Hopefully you did get value from today's video. If you did, please like the video, comment below what worked for you, or are you still on your journey? And finally, Nothing in this video is financial advice. Most of the information is my personal example of what worked for me and how I remained engaged with my adult children's financial success. So let's recap. Is investing 10% of your income the secret to a comfortable retirement, or is there more to the story? Financial planning is certainly more than a single strategy. It's a mosaic of investing, saving, and budgeting. Understanding how these elements interlock gives you a framework for financial security. Investing is essential, growing your wealth over time, and potentially outpacing inflation for a golden retirement. How much to invest, however, varies. 10% is a good starting point, but isn't universally feasible. It's crucial to figure out what works best for your own situation. Saving, too, holds its own significance. Setting aside funds for future needs, building emergency fund, or saving for significant life events like property purchase or children's education. Your savings should align with your personal circumstances and ambitions. Budgeting is the mechanism that enables you to manage your money, ensuring that you can cater for your needs and wants, while earmarking funds for savings and investments. Rather than chasing short-term wins, the focus should be on long-term planning. Envision where you'd like to be financially in the distant future and plan the steps needed to achieve that vision. The secret to financial security lies not in quick wins, but in consistent, long-term planning. I want to leave you with this. It's high time we turn the tide on Gen Z's financial habits. It is a call to action. If your children are toddlers, now is the time to start. Join me, won't you?